Sucking now.
You're
Yes, sir.
so non-alcoholic beer for the Wizzy, huh?
Oh, interesting.
That's what I'm doing.
Really?
It's
I haven't
wifey's because breastfeeding. So I'm like, hey, can I have one of your beers? And because it's Heineken, it doesn't. It tastes like because it's Heineken, it tastes like Coors Light.
I almost want that to be the title. Because
It's Coors
Heineken,
Light.
It tastes like Coors Light.
It's Coors Light, but classy.
Right. So like
Because
you still
it's
got
Heineken.
beer, but you don't have that like no alcohol taste. So it's kind of like it's still nice.
That's interesting. It's so
Right?
there's just no alcohol, but it just tastes like.
It tastes
tastes
like a
like
Heineken
a
with like
beer.
less pip.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah, man, it's good.
Okay.
I've never had any one that I enjoyed, but I've never tried that one.
Pretty all right. Not advertising. Y'all haven't paid me, but you know.
Yeah.
This is how we get them to pay us, Skinny. Shh.
Oh.
They should be able to afford us, man. They're advertising in F1 heavy.
Oh, are they?
Yeah. On the track and everything like that, you see it.
Oh yeah. I feel like are there still a lot of rules and regulations in other places with all that stuff? Like I know I think in Quebec you're not allowed to have the cigarette sponsors anymore and stuff like that.
Yeah, everywhere there's no cigarette sponsors. So like that famous Marlboro on Ferrari's cars,
Yeah.
Marlboro has like this other thing called Mission, and it kind of looks like the Marlboro logo. So that's their way of kind of around it, kind of thing. And it just looks like scan lines and bars, but it's on a red car. So it's kind of evoking Marlboro without actually being Marlboro. So yeah, but like I mean, if you're advertising a non-alcoholic beer,
Yeah.
the alcohol has no alcohol. The beer has no alcohol in it. I would assume that's kind of a loophole. You know what I mean?
I love that everything is about loopholes in this industry. It's just
Yeah,
like we can't advertise to kids. Hey, can someone come up with something we can advertise to kids? Sure, let's create Juuls. Oh, let kids smoke and smell like Peach Dragon. There you go. We gotta guess who's probably got something to say about the insanity of it all. Looking sharp, sir. Look at for those of you who can't see him, he came in with a big smile and a sharp looking shirt. Got the hair growing out with the fade on the side.
I'm working on it. See, you see I'm doing something different.
I see what you're doing.
Show a new look.
I see what you're doing. I understand
Trying to
because I've
reinvent
noticed
myself. You feel me?
has that become because that's becoming like the look for actors. The like grow out with the
Yeah.
little twist. That's a thing I'm
Yep.
noticing. Every show
Kevin
I'm
Hart grew
watching.
out his hair and Kevin Hart grew out his hair and got $100 million in 1 year. So
Yep. Yeah.
work for him.
Yeah. You just wait until they recast y'all in Roots, the new one. That's what they're doing it for.
Just to make up hair, you're good. Take a day off. They good for the part with the hair. You're good.
Oh
Right?
my
Yeah.
How y'all
God.
doing? How y'all living?
We chilling, man.
Doing
Good.
good.
Just
I
living
miss
our
y'all,
best
man.
life.
I miss y'all.
No, you don't. You out there living your best life.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
The only thing that's gonna bring him back is that Connect 4 tournament.
Exactly.
Toby's
Same.
ducking. Where's C? Toby not even here.
Yeah, he's not here this week.
Sheesh.
Where is he?
Wow, that's
He's
convenient.
ducking. Y'all have me on the docket this week. Toby's nowhere to be found. Coincidence? I think not.
Terrible. But true.
I can't wait till he listens to this too, because he's gonna be like, "No, I needed to work on some stuff." It's
Oh,
like,
you need you needed to
I
practice.
I'm expecting a hate next week. I'm expecting a rebuttal.
I'm expecting a message in the chat at some point already. I know him.
Yeah,
He's
pull
gonna-
up.
He's
Where you
working.
at, Toby?
He
Where you
around.
at, Tobes?
he's doing housework. He said he's like, "You guys are all
Housework my
there."
ass, nigga.
I was just like, "Okay."
Housework. That's me.
Housework my ass. Nigga. He's ducking his work. And I got an iPad now, so we can do the work. We can do the
shoot.
shit.
It's gonna get real. It's gonna
Yeah,
get real.
Tobes. Yeah, Tobes, get you guys an Apple sponsorship and get you an iPad so we can play. You've been ducking.
The crazy part is, I was hoping he would jump on today specifically because I wanted to talk to you about Eternals because you and I talked a little bit about it.
I'm ready.
And he's the only person I think out of those of us who've seen it that agrees with you. And he's not
liked
here.
it? He liked
Yeah,
it.
Toby likes it. Toby said it's a good film.
it was here's the thing though. Here's the thing. And Brian and I got into it a little. Wait, are we ready to get into it? Do you guys want to talk
Let's
about the
jump in,
Marvel
man. Let's
shit?
jump in.
Okay. Here's the thing. Brian and I got into it a little bit. Brian, if you want to express your opinions about it, I think.
Oh no, they all know my opinions. They get mad at me.
I can't wait to share mine.
You thought it was boring, right? You thought it was boring.
Yeah, I think it's a good movie, but I think it's boring. That was my stance.
I think. Here's the thing, though.
Dave's
the most accurate Marvel films, like closest to the comics, have been boring. But
First Avenger.
They've been good. First, yes, exactly. But Eternals was a great movie overall, not just a great Marvel movie. It stands up there with like other films that have no comic book relations. That's why I enjoyed it. Not to mention the plot twists in there, bro. Some of them shit I did not see coming.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Some of them shit I don't want to air it out because
go ahead. It's been a couple weeks.
Well, when the Superman nigga just fucking disappeared and then flipped on everybody and threw Selma Hayek in the thing with the you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
with the deviants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, whoa.
You know what's funny? I think I said this last time, and I'll say it again. And I feel when I was watching the film, I turned to my partner and said, "This is definitely going to be one of those moments where the white boy's crazy." And then just a couple minutes later, he ended up doing that shit, and I was just like, and I just smiled at her. I was like, "See, they did like this. You're gonna have a movie with this much diversity. The white man is probably going to be the villain,
100%, especially in 2021."
Yeah, I'm not mad at it either. I'm not mad at it either. I'm just saying, if you're gonna have this story with this inclusive, diverse cast, you have someone who's deaf, you have South Asian, you have Black, you have East Asian, you have women, you have all this stuff, and then you have this one white dude. I was like, that motherfucker.
Hearing impaired.
Yes, sorry, hearing impaired. Are we not allowed to say deaf now? Is that the best?
Did that happen already?
No, don't tell me that's a thing.
I don't know.
Shit.
Akeem about to get us in trouble.
I'm just gonna walk away.
Let me tell y'all something. My career is just starting to take off. I am covering all my bases.
That's what you gotta do.
I'm coming up with shit before we even. I'm gonna be the pioneer of cancel culture. It's not deaf, it's hearing impaired.
Save yourself. Save yourself.
This is what I'm saying. But my question to y'all is, and I say this specifically when I was going to speak to y'all, do y'all think Marvel's just doing anything they want, anything and everything with the casting now? Because think about it. We got Harry Styles and Star Fox. Really?
Yeah. Skinny, you had said that too, right? Was it you who said that?
I feel like they're okay. Because of the status of Star Fox currently, and because in actuality the character just kind of sucks, they're only casting this nigga to just kill him.
Oh, interesting.
Really?
Yeah. Star Fox ain't lasting no long. Come on now. When Star Fox was an actual Avenger in the comics, it was at the low point of the Avengers. It was like the roster was like legit. The best part was it was Monica Rambeau as the leader, Cap as like second in command, but then you would have interchanges between like Hercules, some samurai guy, Star Fox, and like it was just bad. Like Black Knight, it was a bad roster.
Right.
Like West Coast was kicking it at this time, so they're gonna kill him. Yeah.
Well, my point is, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say that's crazy if they kill him, because I'd be interested in seeing that kind of Thanos connection, Deviant, the whole lineage type stuff discussed, Eternal Family stuff discussed. But I do understand what Skinny was saying, because I didn't know the history of Star Fox, but based on what him and Toby were telling me, it's hella problematic, and I don't see Disney wanting to dip into that or try and rework the character to fit into the new universe they're building, because it would just take a lot of work.
And it's just like, because I was thinking about it, and it's like you have a point, but like at first my mind said they're just trying to sell movies, right? They're just trying to sell movies, and I'm like, that can't I can't be it, because Marvel has literally built a fucking culture already in itself. Like that shit's making 100 million opening weekend, no matter who they put there. You know what I'm saying? And not for nothing, not to say that they haven't missed on the casting. I'll say that right now. Yeah. They have not missed.
Angelina Jolie,
with the exception of Terrence Howard, but not knowing that Iron Man would fucking catapult the cinematic universe like that, right? So rightfully so, they get the pass on that. They haven't really missed on the casting, So my point is like, was this really the nigga that's like the best role for the job? Because he's hot, he's poppy, has a huge fan base. Not to say that RDJ, Chris Evans, and those people didn't have it, but it's like Harry Styles, he's a whole different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's
like
I was shocked with that one. I'm
BTS
not gonna
kid.
lie.
I was just saying it's like if they cast someone from BTS.
Mhm.
yeah,
but-
bro. Like,
But Marvel,
Wow.
they're expanding their universe in the sense of like they're really trying to like expand their hero base just so that they could maybe see what works and what's not working and stuff. And also like as much as we all like mainstays, Marvel's got to eventually like expand into like these like example. I never really knew much about Thanos' brother until really finding this out, seeing him on the big screen, like who is this? And then I figured it out, right? But like I think it's just Marvel going in random directions to see if it sticks, and then at that point you're also got to do a little bit of that with the casting. And what I'm trying to say is that like if you're taking someone who's less popular in the book wise, it's smart to book someone who is popular actor
that's a
wise.
good point.
Ooh, okay, that's fair. That's
Like
very fair.
That's a good hot take.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, you could also just look at Guardians of the Galaxy. No one knew anything about them.
perfect
And then
example.
all of a sudden,
True.
they kind of reworked how that even works. And then all of a sudden, everyone likes Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But I
All of a
mean,
sudden, everyone knows
Vin
who
Diesel
Rocket
and-
Raccoon is.
Yeah, Vin Diesel and Bradley Cooper, their faces aren't attached. It's just that their voices, and so that they could put their names. I mean,
And
It's a great
Diesel's
example.
literally just saying, "I am Groot." Like
Yeah.
that shit doesn't even make sense to me. I sometimes get mad at the idea that they got Vin Diesel just to say "I am Groot" 10 different ways, and then to just plug it in whichever way they need it.
Well,
The fact
Facts.
that he has like there's a script, and there's a version of the script with like it says "I am Groot," but here's the line he's actually trying to say.
Hmm.
And I was just like, "What? Like, why are you
I
even
mean,
doing that?"
It's
But the
I group parentheses. Do you want you trying to get something to eat? Because we're hungry.
No, but dude, for real, you know the scene where he dies and he looks at Rocket? The I am Groot there, the line is actually supposed to be dad. Because
Oh,
he's looking
shit.
at Rocket like his father. Like that's the thing. And I was just like, what? Why even write
It's for us. It's
For the
us.
emotion. And
But-
it is for us.
But I mean, the alternative version of Groot could just be him saying, family, family, family,
True, it's true, yeah.
family. So, I
Right.
mean,
Yeah, you're right.
I'd rather have him
Oh.
say,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Groot.
But again, I think like I like that theory, but the framework of Marvel, like if they put anybody in one of those hero positions, they're gonna be stars. Like although nobody knew about Guardians of the Galaxy, the fact that it was a chapter within this long series, they could have put anybody in there, they would have been a star. So do you really need Harry Styles to be in that position to you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
and the
That's
bigger
my point.
commentary, an even better commentary, these movies have the power to launch careers. Why are you always going to the same people?
Here's
Like,
an idea.
I don't need Angelina Jolie. As great as she was in Eternals, and I did
she
like
killed
her.
it. She killed it.
She kills
She
it.
killed it.
Do you need Angelina Jolie to play that character where she barely does anything for half the movie? You know what I mean?
That's probably like a kind of a Disney's like, hey Angelina, you know you did the Maleficent stuff. Can you just kind of come over here and hook up
Yeah,
Marvel a little bit
facts.
over here?
Sure,
Yeah,
but that's what we're
But
saying.
it's
You're not
also bringing
launching
it back
anyone.
into action as well. Think about it. She
Yeah.
launched her career, Tomb Raider, doing all this stuff. Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah.
Smith took a break from all that, and now she's back in action, doing all types of wild shit. The person I was concerned with was Selma Hayek. I knew her ass wasn't finna do nothing. She wasn't jumping off no buildings. She wasn't doing. They had to give her the healing power and make her the leader. She just talked people to death.
She got to be the Zordon, of course.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
she did
what's
talk
going
people to
on?
death. She talked to people to death in the movie and in the theater.
It's okay.
Oh.
Let her get her
So we
chops in,
know
though.
how you feel. You know how it feels. You didn't like it.
Damn, Dave.
I thought, don't get me wrong, this is my opinion. The actors did a good job. I'll give you them that. I'm not taking away from the actors.
Right.
The actual action scenes and how it was filmed and stuff, I agree full-heartedly that it was a very spellbinding look, but that lasts not that long. What annoyed me was, and maybe it's because I'm used to a bit maybe more fast-paced with Marvel movies, I'll give them that. I'll give them that it is a new take, so it's maybe me as a viewer who has to change. but I've never looked at my watch so many times during a Marvel movie.
Damn shit.
And not because I was like,
Must be really good.
I need to get out. I was like, man, I feel like this has been a while. I'm like, this has been 30 minutes?
World building.
Like, I'm like, you're kidding.
Yeah, it's the longest standing Marvel movie outside of like Endgames and Infinity Wars.
Yeah.
It's
And
2 hours,
something
30
that
minutes.
did annoy, one thing that did annoy me though. Sorry, I just wanted to finish this note. One thing that did annoy me. It was just also a movie that Marvel was like, we could do Superman better than you.
Oh no!
Like, look at that. He's the exact same. Like,
I see a
literally
lot of people
darker
saying that.
hair, different clothes,
That
different
wasn't
color
it.
laser beams, and you got cape. You got yourself Superman.
I see a
And
lot of
we
people
did it
saying-
better than you.
I don't know that he did Superman better. I think he did because
No, but you get what I'm saying, though, right?
yeah, it looked better.
Yes.
100%.
It did look better.
100%.
It looked better. But I mean, that's because Marvel has Disney money, and we're talking about the same company that created a robot to do stunts that can jump off a building and do the flips, and they program the animatronics, and they have all these videos of them doing these stunts with these robots so that they can put the green over the robot and put in somebody else doing these stunts. And you're like, so Marvel, Disney's just out here doing that for fun? Like, they're just trying to figure out new technology to do even more realistic stunts? Like, yeah.
But
whereas
you know what? But yo, the whole entire like the CGI, the cinematography, everything was light years ahead of what DC does, bro. Down to the super speed.
Yeah.
Oh,
they
but
were
that-
flexing
again,
on that.
It
Oh,
just
yeah.
do better than the Flash. Like that's all this movie
Work.
was.
But Dave, you can't look at it like that. It's not just do it better than the Flash. It legit. If the person didn't have a
First of
speedster
all,
and they just threw in a speedster, I understand. But like that character exists.
Well,
so if they were
I-
to do the same, as
Yeah.
Flash, then they'd get hit for it. So they'll literally be like, "Well, it's not that we want to do better, but it's kind of what people expect of us to do better." So
let me listen. When we get like, listen, I will say this: I may or may not be on retainer for CW. Okay,
Nope. Okay.
I will get more into it after we get off air. For sure.
If you show up in Batgirl,
I was in Batwoman. I can talk about it now. I was in Batwoman.
Yeah. Yes. Dope.
It aired. I didn't send y'all the link, right?
No, I would have. That would have
I'm
been
gonna-
that. I've shunned that show, but I would have watched it for you.
Yeah,
I will-
because you're
Yeah.
you're on it. I'm
Season
gonna
3,
give it a
episode
second
1.
chance. I'm gonna give it a
See,
second chance.
no, time out. I'm just a security guard.
What you
That's
there?
weird.
What
This is-
episode?
It's not
Season
just
3,
that.
episode
Though.
1, he said.
I want to give it another chance because I don't love the idea of them dipping into their own cast to make more villains, and the fact that one of their own cast members is now going to be the new Poison Ivy already bothered
Right. I
me.
beat that.
But I said to myself, I can't really judge it unless I actually watch it, because she might kill as Poison Ivy. She might do a whole different new take that would be interesting.
Right.
So I want to at least give it a try before I say anything. However, if she does a
But-
bad job, I am going to call her out.
Oh, but she bad in that outfit though. I'm not gonna.
I know she
bad in
looks
that outfit.
so good in that outfit.
She
I
bad
hate
in
that she
outfit.
looks
Hold
that good
on.
in the outfit because I was just like Uma and everyone else who's played Poison Ivy. Good luck,
I'm fucking weak.
because she managed to look good without being half naked, like they've always made Poison Ivy. And
Yup.
that's one of the things that I was like, oh, she looks amazing, and they're not doing the classic comic book thing where Poison Ivy is just wearing a skin tight nudie suit, you know?
Just one thing to
With
kind
some
of
green.
back
With some
Yeah.
green.
just one thing to back up Dave's point about the DC Marvel comparisons. I remember last week when you guys were talking about it, it sounded like within the movie they were referencing DC characters.
Yes.
So I
they did.
feel like that's kind of hard to not be like, oh well, you can't compare it to when in the movie they're like,
Yeah, they're pointing at
Batman, hey,
Exactly
They're
my point.
assholes. They're trolling.
very hard.
They're trolling.
Yeah.
They're fucking. You know how disrespectful that is? Like we gonna make better movies. Talk about
here's-
y'all in the
but-
movies. Y'all not finna do nothing.
But here's the thing, right?
why
I was
not?
so bored with the movie that I came to those conclusions while watching it.
Jeez, I mean, Dave, what are you gonna? It's a 3-hour world builder. Sorry, this movie
Yeah.
is meant to take your mind off of just Earth and expand it without having to do 4 movies to expand
All
it.
right,
You're not
guys,
trying
wait,
to do
hold
that
up,
10-year
hold up,
shit
hold
again.
up, hold up. Hold up.
Yes, motherfucker.
1, 2, 3. Hey, you're not supposed to be up here.
Who that sound like to you?
Hey!
Hey, you're not supposed to be up here.
I respect it. I respect it.
You have to, bro. You have to, bro.
Brag and brag.
That's what I was trying to get. Yeah, season 3, episode 1. That's you can watch the full thing, but that's my scene. And then I had a stunt double for the for all that.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
My
my cousin used to do all the like, because my cousin was one of the only black stand-ins back in the day out west. So he's in like Battlestar Galactica. He's in what's the one with where what's her name? Jennifer sees Ghost. The
Ghost Whisperer or something like that.
Yeah. He played and homeboy who's Jimmy Olsen in the Arrowverse.
Oh,
gotcha.
Yeah, my cousin was a stand-in for him in a baseball episode because my cousin also played baseball.
Peace.
And then was the stand-in for that episode. Yeah, my cousin actually got drafted to the Minnesota Twins at one point.
Oh wow!
No way, that's dope.
You think your cousin peeped that? Like he was like, I'm gonna go over there and be the token.
Yeah,
and get me a bunch of these jobs.
He was in Calgary and then went to Vancouver.
Straight up,
make your money.
Yeah,
exactly. So I'm on. So I'm officially CW's the employers.
All right. Respect.
I will not confirm or deny more than once. Okay, that's that.
You can leave it at that. Just leave it at that.
You respect, man. Yeah.
So you're playing. Hold on, wait. I'm gonna go for a 3. You're playing the best friend to Static in a new Static Shock series.
Hey,
that's the white boy.
Oh, true.
They can change it. In this, I'll
yeah, you know what? They should change
You'll be the other friend. You'll be the other friend, not Gear. You'll be the next friend.
Iron Fist is going to be Asian now in the comic book. You can do whatever you want. Change it. Yeah, Iron Fist is being updated to be an Asian guy. A lot of people
really
that's bad.
Yeah,
that's
not good.
Why?
I remember when they were talking about the show, they were saying they should do that. So it would be more like Iron Fist is an Asian
Chinese American.
Chinese Asian American goes to China and you're like, you ain't one of us. Like it would be that kind of dynamic going on. But I think
white people really can't have anything in 2020. White people really can't have nothing in 2021. Real shit.
But it's messed up though. It's like, all right, white guy from America comes to Asia, becomes the master of all martial arts, even though he had no training, nothing. But I mean, that's most like heroes.
That's the problem, right? Like
that's most heroes.
The problem with the lore was that most people who didn't read the comic book, it is 100% white savior syndrome, 100%, because it's very much a white kid on a rich white kid whose parents die. He crashes, ends up in a magical mythical city, and is the chosen one. Blonde, blue-eyed, becomes the fights the dragon, trained by everybody, gets the fist, and then the person that hates him is the Asian kid who should have been next in line. So obviously, and I get it. I get why people were upset because it's just like, imagine you did Wakanda and you had the story where White Wolf becomes the king of White Wolf. Is the adopted white son of T'Chaka, and imagine the story.
There is a version of that though.
There is a version of that, but not in the comic. Like they did it in the comic book, but they didn't do it in the movie, thankfully. But imagine that
they did it in the cartoon series.
Yeah,
which one?
It's on Disney Plus. I peeped it. So it's like Avengers Assemble, but like the off-brand.
Okay.
Like, it was.
I think it's the one after. The one after.
Yeah, you had Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, T'Challa, and then they did a series of each of their own thing where you had White Wolf.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking
about. That was season 3. Yeah, that was season 5 or something.
Yeah, they did a version of that. So here's the thing though. I don't like reinventing the wheel. I'd rather you create a character for us.
Thank you.
Take old characters that because you're always gonna get pushback. For example, when they changed the Human Torch to a black dude.
Oh yeah.
Bro, you go on Reddit, you'll see all. I don't
Oh,
mean
it's
to
nasty.
sound racist, but what? Like,
If your sentence is starting off like that, you should just not.
Yeah,
I know, right?
that's not the right person to talk to. That's not who I want representing my side of the
this
argument.
is but my point is, you're always gonna get pushback from that, and in a world where, like the fantasy, it should be healthy dialogue. For example,
Yeah.
who would win in a fight? This person, this person. That's just healthy beef, right? Not like, well, culturally, we just, bro, now you're taking it too far. It's really not that deep, bro. So it's like, just create characters for people that are getting this, because all you're doing is switching up these characters to appease somebody else, and then you're just creating that friction. And now niggas is gonna go to the movies, niggas gonna go to Comic-Con. One white person is freaking Danny Rand, and a black Asian person is Danny Rand Lee, and then they're gonna be, I'm the real one, and you know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't think that's always bad, only because we wouldn't have Samuel Jackson playing Nick Fury. I mean,
Yeah, but that's Brian Michael Bendis who decided
but then
he wanted to restart the universe. Like that's a
but
like
I mean,
they're like in 616 in the comic book, that's where they're changing Danny Rand. 1610 was kind of like, we're starting from scratch. We can do whatever we want. And that's what they do.
It's a reboot.
But I mean, I wouldn't mind if you do this whole stuff and then they do like the multiverse, and then all of a sudden you got David Hasselhoff or whoever equivalent coming in as Nick Fury, with like old white Nick Fury and stuff like that.
But they would never do that.
And you look at each other like, wait, what?
But they would never do that now, because now there's movies attached to this stuff. So now there are more comic book fans than ever because there's visuals, right? No, a lot of motherfuckers that are watching the movies today weren't standing up on Wednesday, because that's when the new comic books came in, knocking on the door. I want this, and they got a crazy collection. You feel what I'm saying? So Nick Fury, or Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, came in perfect. Now you're in the middle of the cinematic universe, going into the next phase, and then trying to switch shit up to appease people and bring them into the movies. Like, nigga, you got Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi's the GOAT. That was a great fucking movie.
I loved it. Yeah.
It was the first Mississaugan superhero. I love that Beaverton article, man. It's so good. So good.
But this is what I'm saying, right? So for me, it's just create new shit, and we'll go it now.
Or even crazier, real quick, not even just create new shit. Use the shit you got. There are black characters. You never gave them any shine. They're there. You have Mac and Bumblebee in DC that have been around. Supposedly, people have been saying Mac is the OG, like the first actual black DC superhero. If you look at when he came out in relation to Black Lightning, like there's a whole bunch of stuff where these characters have been around and they're just not using them the way they could be used.
You got Icon, you got Rocket, you got
my god, shit, dude.
I want to see what's his name, Hardware. I want to see.
I want to see Hardware.
Shout out to Coolverse. I was just telling him about Hardware the other day. Okay, hit us.
Two things we gotta get. I gotta get off the docket before I leave you guys, because I know we said 40 minutes. So, Young Justice, are we up to date? What's going on?
Oh yeah,
I saw the first 2 episodes, but I haven't seen the new shit.
I've been watching. Akeem, we could talk a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so how do we like the direction that it's going? Because the first season was about the covert op team, right? And the second one, same thing. Then they went on the strike. New writers came in, all about Blue Beetle, right? And now this new season, it features a handful of them. Like other characters are in it as well, but it's not like multiple teams for one common goal. It's very focused. What do we think about that?
I'm hoping that it's focused because they're going to do this with other characters for multiple seasons. Like this season is very much like Superboy and Miss Martian and Artemis and Beast Boy. Yeah. And then I'm hoping like next season could be more Nightwing or even any of the because dude, it's driving me crazy watching them talk so much about Batman's team Like the Bat family, they've built out the Bat family to one of the best versions of the Bat family. Stephanie Brown, Cassandra Cain, all of them, every Batgirl you could ever think of.
Damien's in it now too.
Dude, all of them are there.
Damien's there.
Damien is a baby being held in one scene, and I was like, that's what I messaged you guys. I messaged you guys going, "Yo, this episode," because when she walked out holding the baby, I was like, "Yeah, we get it." But like
with Jason Todd. With Jason Todd.
Yeah, with Jason Todd, it's true.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, I am excited. Like, I would love for them to do a Bat focused because again, that's what I've always said. I love Batman, but if you could do all the other tertiary characters for Batman, you could do so many interesting stories. Like Stephanie Brown and Tim Drake alone would be interesting.
Yeah, they're like, it's more interesting to see like those like Arrowette and all of them than just Batman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like we've never, and any variation that we've seen, and we've seen so many different Batman variations, right? Whether it be on TV or movies, we've never seen every single like version of Batwoman, Batgirl, everyone in one series. Like here we see Batgirl now, Oracle, and then Batwoman.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then we see Arrowette, we see Orphan, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just madness. It's just,
and dude, I would, and this is, I know no one's going to do this. I know this is going to be for the deep heads, but if they ever bring in Mother Panic, who was is a Gotham character that was created in the Young Animals DC tangent. Like DC started like another imprint that was still set in the same universe. And they had a character called Mother Panic who was like completely unrelated to Batman and is just running around Gotham being a vigilante. And it was super interesting. And she wears like a white suit and all this stuff, and I was just like, man.
That was what year did that movie come out? It was.
It was a movie. It was a comic book, but it just show her in the background. Just give me Mother Panic.
They did a Batman movie where they based Batwoman off this character. She wore a silver suit, red emblem, right? And she went as Batwoman. But it was based off
Mystery of the Batwoman. It was like an animated movie thing.
3 versions. It was
Mystery of the Batwoman or something like that.
One, yeah. But all right. So now, Skinny, this is what I need your help with. We're back at it. Now that the resume is getting a little stacked up, I need to know. We saw Mahershala. We saw Mahershala's voice. We heard Mahershala's voice, and we got what's his name about to be a fucking vampire. So now we need to figure out the pitch. The pitch deck is getting ready. I'm thinking Spawn for me.
Ooh.
But I don't know. But I can't get yoked like that. That's the scary part.
What do you mean you can't?
No, Spawn gets
Nigga, that's
up
a lot
in
of
the
calories, bro. Hugh Jackman had to eat 8,000 calories a day to be Wolverine at one point.
Yeah?
That's deep, bro.
Oh, I know, but I know you. So I also know you can do it. What's this weird? Of all the people I know who could do it, someone who already knows the fact that you know Hugh Jackman had 8,000 calories. None of us other niggas know that shit. I don't know. The only person who would know that is Toby, and he's not here.
That's true.
That's what I'm saying. You're already on the path of understanding how to build a body, how to build, like when Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson does that whole thing about like, I'm building a different body for this role, and we're all like, bitch, you're gonna be big and muscular. We don't need you to pretend like it's a different body. You actually understand the difference of the builds.
But like to replace Michael J. White.
Yeah.
Big
shoes.
Big shoes, right?
That's big shoes. Spawn?
This is what I'm saying. That's tough.
And I think your face would be either covered up or just bruised.
Oh, they would
like crazy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but I'm saying it's like your normal face, then messed up face, then Spawn mask.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Spawn mask, messed up face. Spawn mask, messed up face.
Yeah, they would Deadpool the hell out of this. Oh, 100%. 100%. But this is what I'm saying. So I'm thinking, because last time we talked about Sync. We talked about going route.
You could be Sync, yeah.
We go on the X-Men route. But then after watching Eternals, I was like, damn, there's a bunch of Eternals. They could just create an Eternal and add them in because they go and build the team back, right? But then I was like, okay, then we saw Mahershala at the end. Yeah. And like, damn, I didn't even peep the whole vampire Hell Angels world. I'm like, and then Spawn.
I got you. I actually got you for a character. Hold on.
I'm excited
Oh,
for
he
what
about
they're
to bring
gonna
out a
do.
toy.
I like that Marvel is expanding that many.
Brother Voodoo.
Yeah.
That's you.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
there.
well said.
That's
You don't got to do shit for Brother Voodoo.
Ooh.
You might got to get a little more jacked
he's
up
pretty
than you are
dope.
now, and
Yeah.
he's very dope. Very dope.
Ooh,
Before
I
he was a
got the
Sorcerer
Easter eggs.
Supreme.
Yes.
He is
yeah,
one of the
man.
reasons why I like Savage Avengers. So yeah,
Fun.
He
Brother
becomes
Brother
Sorcerer Supreme, man.
Voodoo.
Yeah.
Brother Voodoo.
he has a
Are they
badass
you
name
think
too.
you think they're gonna introduce him in though?
They easily could.
They're probably
Why
gonna put
not?
him in. I think they have.
Strange or
Strange.
on the other side with the vampire. Like as
Yeah.
long as you just need to get to New Orleans, and on top of that, homie, advantage you speak French, so that whole New Orleans accent is not something too far from what you could learn.
I got to spend 6 months there.
There
6
you go.
months. 6 months and I'll pick it up.
Disney, Marvel, we know you guys listen because there have been times where we've literally said something on 1 week, and within 2 or 3 weeks, we've heard it. So we're saying right now, if you're looking for a cast to cast Brother Voodoo, we'd like to put forward
Or
our boy,
Spawn.
Akeem.
I'll take Spawn too.
Or Spawn. Yeah, but that's not Marvel, so that you have to hit up
True,
Todd
you're right,
McFarlane.
you're right.
But you know,
Can I throw in another character? What about Tombstone, Spider-Man universe?
Oh, that's a nice one.
If anything,
That's all white
if
makeup,
anything, give
but-
him Prowler.
Yay!
No,
yeah.
that's gonna be Donald Glover.
Yeah, I think they're
That's
kind
true.
of.
That's Donald Glover.
if he
Tombstone's
wants to still
dope
do-
though.
Mm.
Tombstone's a dope character.
and
A
he
lot
might-
of white makeup though. That's all.
but he's got the
But
high
here's
top
the problem, though.
Yeah, the
Here's
high top's
problem.
good.
I don't want to be a one-off though.
You're gonna be
Yeah,
no one
yeah.
off. True.
I'm trying to make
Yeah,
it to
if-
the final battle.
Yeah,
Oh.
and Tombstone's not a boss. He's a henchman.
Then just
Yeah,
become the
I mean,
new
but he's still-
bishop, my guy. Become the new bishop. They're not going to use that other bishop.
I think they're gonna
Uh,
have to
Red-
be Bishop.
Method Man wants to
Yeah, I
be
was
that
gonna say you're
bishop.
gonna have to fight Method Man. for
Method
that.
Man's been
He's-
fighting for that forever, and he probably
Yeah.
already has it.
He's been in these streets
Been
like
had that.
every time he takes a shirtless picture, he's just like, "Ready, Marvel." It's like, okay, calm down, we get it.
But I
Oh
mean,
Hey,
shit, Deathlock though. What about Deathlock?
My boy Adam, he's an actor as well. Yo, he's been pushing for Miles Morales. Like he's like, but like the picture that they have of he looks exactly like it.
Oh, dope.
He
Yeah.
looks exactly. So he's pushing it. But
You know,
I'm
you brought this up, and I want to say it real quick, 2 seconds, because I know everyone's been getting mad at me every week when I say that Andrew Garfield and Toby are not going to be in this new Spider-Man movie. I just want to put this. I don't think they're going to be there. But here, let me explain why. I'm going to throw this out. I think that Marvel this whole time and Sony this whole time have been pushing this like memes and all this stuff. Like, yeah. Andrew Toby. Miles Morales shows up in this movie.
Yay,
Oh,
Miles
yo,
Morales
that'd be
shows up in this
fantastic.
movie,
Okay.
live action.
Okay.
Sony already has the seed planted. That's what I'm expecting.
I saw.
But let me
Go
add
ahead.
something to that. I said the same thing this week, but I don't think it's gonna be from his own universe. I think he's coming in with Toby.
Yeah,
I hate you. I hate you for saying that. I hate you for saying that because I don't want Toby, but that's a good fucking angle.
I
That's
think he's
such a
coming in
good
with Toby
angle,
because
you
he needs the
asshole.
because he needs the
I
tutorship.
know.
He
I'm
needs the
mad at
mentorship.
you. Oh, that makes me mad.
So then Toby's gonna die.
it
Then.
makes me mad.
That's a good angle.
just
So
saying.
then Toby's gonna die.
Yeah.
I
That
think
would
he's,
happen.
I think he's gonna
Fuck
go.
all you.
I think he's
I'm
gonna go.
But then you get what you
Here's
want,
the thing.
Brian. You get what
Peep
you
this.
want.
Peep the theory. Peep the theory. So
God
similar to Flash, right? Similar to Flash, and how they killed off the '90s Flash, right? Because the theory was a Flash needs to sacrifice himself, but it really was two different Barry Allens, right? I think what's gonna happen is they're gonna need a Spider-Man to sacrifice himself.
Yeah.
Right. And they're gonna make Toby mad, like depressed and dark, kind of like what they did in the Spider-Verse. But instead of him coming to terms with, oh, I need to be back, like he's gonna divorce Mary Jane, he's gonna lose this, he's gonna lose that. He's gonna be like an out of sorts Spider-Man and have nothing to live for. And this is gonna be his last, like this is what this is what I was meant to do. This is the type of shit.
Sacrifice.
And then he's gonna pass off the mantle to Miles to go back to that universe in New York and then take over and give him the tutelage and this, that, and third. That's where I think they're going with it.
I saw a really
that's-
interesting image like kind of discussion where someone's like, okay, here's two options. What would you want of the two options? First one is there is no other Spider-Man, but this movie is like the best version, like it's a really good movie, and it's the best version of a Sinister Six movie.
Okay.
Option 2, you get all three Spider-Man, but this movie is mediocre.
Oh, I want option 1.
Give me
I've
one. Been
saying option 1 since the beginning.
Yeah,
I
same
don't
here.
need all three of them. That's something everyone else is excited for. If you had just had one guy versus the actual Sinister Six, I'm down.
Yeah.
I'm down.
But the Miles throw-in would be fucking hard.
Yo,
With Toby, though.
Wait, hold on. With Toby, but then
so no
okay.
Andrew.
No,
No,
Andrew.
I'm
and
saying
Miles.
I'm saying they're all gonna be there, all four.
If you bring Toby and Miles, cut Andrew. That's too many.
Fuck Andrew. That
What?
fuck
Nigga,
Andrew.
you're
So you can have 6 bad guys, but not four Spider-Man.
Yeah,
You don't
exactly.
use-
Odds always got to be an even. It's always got to be a
Thank
handicap.
you.
For real though. Yeah.
Why is it? How is
you
it a
watch the
hero's
trailer?
fight if there's
This
6
ain't Power
Spider-Man
Rangers.
versus 6?
I don't.
Did you watch
Isn't
the
it, though?
trailer?
Yeah. Of course we watch the trailer.
But but did you watch like the people
Brazilian one
analyzing
where
the
Lizard's
suits?
head
Yeah,
turns.
The Brazilian one.
For
you
no
mean, where the
reason?
neck-
Yeah, because Miles punches him
Okay,
and
guys.
he's invisible.
We all saw Infinity War, right? We're not
Yeah.
crazy.
They
Okay,
edit
so
a lot of stuff a lot of the time.
well, Wendell, thank you, but you know that scene doesn't actually exist in the movie, right?
I know, right?
Which one?
I know.
The same scene, people are like, "Oh my god, Lizard got punched in the face by something." That's
Oh,
not in the
facts.
movie.
Yeah.
Just
Well,
like
it's in the movie,
wait,
but it's
just
not.
like
It's the
Thor
whole
having
No,
two
Dave,
eyes.
Dave. I tell you right now, that scene is nowhere in the film.
Yeah,
They're doing that on purpose. That is
Yeah,
not in the movie.
Just
If
like
you
Thor
think
having
that's
two
in the
eyes.
movie, come on. You
Yeah,
need to watch
exactly.
a DC movie. You
Yeah.
need to go over there with DC. If you
I think
think
my
that's in the
favorite.
movie.
I think my
Tell me you
favorite-
go over there.
Who the hell do you think you are?
favorite-
so offended. Ah!
I think my favorite edit of that image with the lizard getting punched in the face, it's like, nah, man, no other Spider-Man. It's actually Vin Diesel from
Oh.
Fast and Furious, and he's there with the car jumping out.
It's
Jumping
John
out.
Cena. You just can't see him. This nigga's saying anything.
Yeah, that was good too. The Cena one where he's in the spider suit. That was
They're
good.
taking something out of the Drake book and purposely creating content to be
100
memed.
yo.
So that thing right there
Facts.
is just to be memed and
100%.
analyzed, and then they're gonna give you a Hadouken in the movie, which might be
Goku
Miles,
comes out.
right? Some kind of shit. They're gonna give you some kind of oh shit, and you won't even remember that scene.
I've been
Bro,
saying.
can we talk
I've
about
been
how
saying.
good Jamie Foxx looks?
Jeez,
Those
the arc
Tims.
reactor.
Those
Jeez.
Tims,
Yo,
though.
can we talk about how good
With the
Jamie
Tims?
Foxx
Those Timberlands, though.
Shouts to the hood with the Tims.
Yeah,
He does. He
York.
looks amazing, though.
Oh,
Like,
New York.
they finally
GX all
fixed up.
day.
They finally fixed up Electro, and
Yeah.
they did a callback to the old comics that they
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
tried
they're smart.
not to touch for the longest time, forever. They're like,
Well, that's because they
No.
just want to sell more toys. Every time they're like,
Facts.
oh, this is too much like the toy, so let's change it. Instead of just being like, oh, we could do the Electro with a black character and just have the exact same action figure but make him black. They're just like, no, let's make his face out of energy. It's like, what? What are you? Like, it's like, what are you doing? Just give us what we want.
Oh,
No
like
one
that Spider-Man
wanted face
animated-
energy.
like that Spider-Man animated cartoon
Oh God.
from the
Uh,
2000s.
Don't do that. That won't
Amazing.
do
Don't
it.
talk shit.
I think that was made
Don't
by
talk shit.
Mainframe. I think that was a Mainframe.
Yes, it was me
production.
who did that.
Yeah. Canadian
Hey,
production.
Hey, by the way, again, I know I kept you all time. I'm waiting for a reboot. And not that bullshit they did.
Oh,
with
yeah,
kids
we don't
going-
count
Oh no, that's
Yo,
not a
it's so
reboot. A
funny you
reboot.
brought
That's a
that up.
sham.
Someone brought that up to me. Yes. Oh, cool verse again. Him and I were talking, and he's just like, "That reboot needs to be canceled." And I'm like, "I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, I pretend it doesn't exist." 'Cause that shit was
reboot needs to be canceled.
it was painful
No,
to
no.
watch.
It was, but what was the next something? What was that called?
Oh my god,
Next
man.
Generation or
Next
something. I
Next
can't remember.
Generation. They actually
It's
did
like,
call
nigga,
it
is
something.
this Degrassi? The fuck
Yo,
you doing?
thank
Like,
you. This live action bullshit. Why are you? It's called.
And then at the end of
Peter,
it, it's like, oh wait, we got the actual people from Reboot here. Here you go. And it's like, nah,
No,
Too
yeah.
late.
good.
You
Too
watched
late.
it all?
You failed.
No, that was the ending. I didn't watch all. Everyone did find out that was the ending where they actually like brought Bob and Dodd and Enzo,
That's
but
the
like
ending,
Kid
legit?
Enzo, and it's just like, well, why might as well ruin it because no one's gonna watch.
No, I'm not.
What
I'm not. I
happened
don't
in
consider it
Matrix?
part of it.
What happened to Matrix?
They just kind of ignored that, you know. So they were.
They
Whoa,
didn't care-
where's
They didn't
Andrea?
care about the lore.
Bro,
They
I'm
just
watching that
wanted-
shit today.
No, don't give them views.
No, please don't do
No,
that.
Give
no,
them
no, no,
views.
no, no, no. I'm watching the original. Play with me.
Oh
there's-
yeah, go. But yeah, the original.
There's a YouTube channel where the guy, this guy, he upscaled everything to 4K. It's really, really good. I'm gonna
Oh,
drop
wow.
that in the
Oh,
chat.
stop the madness.
There's
So you watch that on your TV.
There's also a YouTube channel, Retro. Is it Retro Kids? Retro TV Kids that has like all these old Canadian TV shows on YouTube that you can watch.
What was the one? Did you guys remember the 3D animated show that was like, it was two different types of bugs fighting each other? One was like
Shadow
charcoal-y looking, huh?
Shadow Raiders.
No. It's like bugs. It's actual
Insectoids?
bugs.
Is it
Actual
three?
bugs.
It's CGI, right?
Yeah, and like the
Is it
good guys who are
insectoid?
like colorful, they shoot paint basically at the charcoal type bugs, and then like they act
Sounds
stupid and
racist.
silly and happy. Oh, it's super racist, the color scheme that I think about it now. I don't remember, I didn't realize that as a child, but I'm still curious the name of this show.
Super racist. Oh, it's super.
Oh,
think it's
super
insectoids.
racist. Love that. This is
Super racist.
100%. But it was just like, it was like this thing where they would shoot some type of like ball that would splat on the charcoal bugs like paint, and then they'd like be happy and dance. Do you guys at all know what I'm talking about?
Insectors.
Is that what it
Insectors.
is?
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I just Googled. That's the first one that popped up, and I was like, I literally, as you were
What'd you
talking, I
search?
just, like, typed
Bug
in all the
versus-
description of everything
I-
you said.
I googled CGI TV show Insector, and then insect. I remember it was Insect something, but yeah,
Damn.
That sounds.
that was let's see, 1994. So it was like one of the first like computer animated TV shows back in the
Yeah.
day. So that reboot.
I love YTV, but sometimes when I think back to some of the YTV shows, I'm like, what were they doing?
What
were they
People
doing?
are trying their best with anything.
On God, the daytime shit really had me like suspect. I'm like, nigga, really?
Yeah.
Like, y'all think y'all slick just because you think niggas is at school and we not gonna see them? Nigga, we get pet days, bro. Like,
Yo,
yeah,
fact.
like, you act like niggas don't get pet days, bro.
And like, and like, you had to beg your mom to let you change the channel from her stories, and then you would
Yeah.
switch it over, and you'd be mad because you're like, "This is what's on."
Wait, hold on. Wait.
Stuff.
As a masterful, I watch YTV all day for like summers.
Yeah.
1 o'clock take part. 1:30 Camp Caribou wasn't.
Oh
too
yeah,
bad.
yeah.
All right.
Okay.
It was like when you throw it at like 2 p.m. you get What a Mess for like
Mhm.
an hour.
Yeah.
And then shit didn't
But
get
you gotta
rocking
go
until
through
the
that to get
zone.
to the zone, though. You
To the
gotta
zone,
Yeah.
exactly.
to the zone.
Yeah.
Even the zone was trash. You got fucking
Zone-
what Pokemon, fucking what else? It was 4 hours. Yeah, Pokemon,
Digimon,
Beyblade.
Pokemon, some other
Digimon,
mon.
Pokemon,
Baby.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
That
at some
Power
point.
Rangers back in the day. I'm not
Power
gonna
Rangers
say
back in the
this.
day.
I'm not gonna say Zone was trash. I'm not
Zone
gonna do
wasn't
that.
trash.
No,
When
no.
No,
Phil-
Zone wasn't
Phil
trash.
was
but you gotta
dope.
get through that bullshit. And then the Saturday mornings, that shit was lit. That shit was live.
That was
I'm not
always the
gonna
best.
I'm
But
excited.
Teletoon had the rawest ones. You had Cyber 6, Card Captor.
Yo,
like, that
Cyber
shit
6.
was-
Cyber 6 is so
Thank you. That was
Way ahead
she
of
was
its
the. You know what? I'm not gonna say it. I was gonna say something.
No, you're right. You
Wait, but
yeah,
Cyber-
Cyber, is Cyber 6 the one with the guy that turns into a woman?
yeah,
It's a woman
yeah.
that technically turns into a guy.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
wait.
I didn't want to say
No,
Hold on.
reverse. She
Reverse,
plays a
'cause
guy during the day.
Yeah.
and Cyber 6
Yeah.
is a woman.
If when
And her
you're a
brother was a
superhero, yeah, when you're the superhero, that's your alternate
sorry.
character.
Well, it's
Brother's
because
that
more
badass
because
tiger.
it's one of those things where like the superhero is who she really is, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
like
mean, Batman isn't Bruce Wayne. I mean,
Bruce Wayne is
isn't
Batman, but
Batman is.
in
Bruce
this case,
Wayne.
it's Batman is Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
That's what Wendell's trying to explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean okay, that's fair because Batman does consider Bruce Wayne to be the Mask.
I
He
remember that.
regularly
I
says
remember that episode of.
Oh, we all know.
Batman.
Yeah.
That episode
Yeah.
of Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
He's like, "How did you know?
How
you
did
were
you know
crazy?"
it was
I don't
it-
call myself that.
I show
I
that
don't
clip
call
to
myself
people
Bruce.
all the time. I'm just like, when you need to understand how broken Bruce Wayne is in his own mind, watch this clip where this motherfucker says, "I don't call myself Bruce Wayne." Really, motherfucker? Because that's who you are.
That's who you are.
I don't. No. Oh, really?
That's
So
who
then
you are.
talk to any black dude. I don't know him because he called me by my government name.
Oh,
That's
I
it.
know.
I don't respond to my government name. What are you talking
I
about?
do that at work
That guy
sometimes
doesn't
too.
know
My
me.
boss will be like Brian and say my last name, and I'll be like, "Oh
Mhm.
man," and she'll laugh and be like, "Holiday." You happen like, "Yep."
Appreciate
That's
you.
At
funny.
work.
That's funny.
I love my boss
Oh,
for that
that's-
though, because she knows I prefer going by my name. Anyway,
That's hilarious. That is
So,
fucking
Mr. Anderson.
And Mister.
okay, so I guess we are recommending Eternals. Even I know, even
I
if
am.
you don't like it, Dave, you got to be honest. For what
Dave's
it's going
asleep
to add to
again.
the lore.
Oh, it's not. You can't skip it. I'll give you that. You can't skip it.
Okay, there you go.
I'll give you that. You can't skip it.
We're
Yeah.
required
And I'll
watching.
also say this: like, I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of those types of stories in general. Like these, like God amongst men, and they're just like, oh, we're all like, that's not my bag. So like, I do have that bias. So I'll give that to people. Like, it's not.
As someone who loves mythology and stuff like that, I love that stuff and did like the movie. But again, I just found the story was a little boring. Like I was more interested in the stuff when they showed them in their old, like in Mesopotamia and stuff. I was like, yo, make this the movie. Like when Droog walked away with an army of people, I want to watch that movie. Like what happens in that world.
That's
but
too
it's all-
expensive.
Yeah.
we ain't trying to make the Ten Commandments here. No, we're not trying to be accurate with all that historic stuff.
You got the budget for that? Like Disney
Just-
rich,
just
but
move
not
it to
that
the-
rich.
Move it to modern era. That's
That's
good.
funny.
But you have to watch it so it makes sense. Like you think I wanted to watch Thor: Dark World? No, but I
No,
Even though
neither did anybody else. That movie didn't make money.
I have
But
to
like,
watch it so
but like, you
Stones.
didn't want to watch it, but you watched it, and we agree that you didn't like it and that it's a bad movie. So I watched it, and in my opinion, is that Eternals is a bad movie.
I will say this. You know, we didn't want to watch Thor: Dark World, but they really ping you back for it in Endgame when they go
Yeah.
back to Dark World. It's like, oh, you didn't see Dark World? Well, let me tell you, this is what happened in Dark World. I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you. I'm gonna send you
Wait,
back
his
to
mom
End World.
died?
So-
His mom
Yeah.
died? Yeah, if you don't watch the fucking movie, you would know that.
It's just like the only reason why this movie is important, the huge ass robot that you see, the Celestial. That's the only reason why this movie is important.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's
excited for
it.
it, though.
Oh man.
All
Man,
right,
it's
yo,
always
Akeem,
a time to touch
where do you
y'all.
want it? Where do you want people to find you? Where do you want people to check out your stuff?
Well, you can check out my management company now, Williams Hurst Talent Management. You the light plug, you know what I'm saying? You can go catch me on there.
Moving up in the world.
Or
moving
if
up
you
in
just
the
want to go
world.
directly to my socials, Akeem Grams with a Z for Instagram, Akeem TikToks with a Z for TikTok, and Akeem tweets for a Z on Twitter. Not really on Twitter that much. I like to pop in every now and again, but I be peeping it. You know what I mean?
go.
And I want to thank y'all so much. I want to make sure that I give y'all your flowers and y'all props because all the moves that I'm making, y'all have been an instrumental part into where I am today and where I'm going. Y'all were giving a nigga a platform before I even got on, and the mainstream people, CW, would started fucking with me. So I want to say I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all so much, and I'm never
Yeah, we
no matter how
appreciate you, man.
I get, y'all can just shoot me a text, shoot me a message, and I'll be tapping in right here. I don't care. I could be on set doing some wild shit. But I'm gonna make sure I got time for y'all always.
Playing Connect 4 with Dwayne.
I'm gonna fuck him up too.
Get it.
I had
Play
to
with
say
me.
it. I had to say it.
Play with me. I'm gonna fuck him up too.
All right, man. We appreciate you.
Appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Peace, homie.
Take care, man.
Peace, bro.
Crazy, y'all. Folks, more stuff, more content. Oh, man, we should have asked him if he wanted to talk about the Che special because Jaws was going to tell us Michael Che dropped a new special.
Yes. Yep.
Is it good? Is it bad? Does it shine? Did he learn anything from Dave's venture into discussing the dangerous subjects?
So
Akeem, I see Akeem in the backstage. Akeem, do you want to talk about the Chase special? Nod if you do, homie, because we'll add you right back to it. Because I feel like he would have something to say. But Josh, go ahead, hit us, man. What did you think?
So Michael Che's new special is called "Shame the Devil," and he hasn't. I think his last one he had done 5 years ago, so it's some long time. And so it was really good. I thought it was really good. I was laughing for the most part. It's very poignant, very, thought provoking. Like for a guy that always seems like he's just like he. I said that. Like he has a lot of like actual points to bring up and stuff like that. I know I felt like it was kind of similar to the closer a little bit, but with some hindsight. Like, okay, I'm going to talk about this, but I'm going to put all this security here so that I don't get in trouble and make sure that, like, if you're going to really kind of critique me, you're going to okay a lot of his other stuff that's really messed up. So he does talk about dead naming Caitlyn Jenner.
Okay.
And he was explaining, like, I didn't even know that was a thing, but I ended up learning about it. And the joke there is really good because he's like, well, I dead named her because I was referring to what she did in the past.
Yeah.
But fine, I'll refer to what she's more known for, and call Caitlyn Jenner a race car driver. Yeah. And I was like, and I'll leave the joke like that because if you look up what happened.
Yeah. I mean, my comment for the closer, and I guess I'll have to watch the Chase special, was when comics start to defend the jokes they did in the past, I don't love it as much. Like, I'm okay with you being a comic and having things to say, and that's the whole point. Like, once that special's done, we move on to the next special. So, like, is he doing a lot of that? Like, is he trying to?
No, I think he's acknowledging, like, okay, what I did was wrong.
Okay, yeah,
this was my mind frame, and this is how I got to that conclusion.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, fine, I will do it properly now. and
flips the joke so that it, like, updates it. That's fair. I can respect that.
Yeah.
Because that was the thing with Closer. I was just like, oh, this is an interesting special, but it felt so much like an apology tour with the
or like a big retread. And then I think like for me with the Closer, it was like towards the end, like he was leaning on one specific part way too much, but he had actual other good points that he could have focused on and brought more light to. Yeah. But I think in the end, he wanted to like honor his fallen comedian as a comedian. And other people didn't see it that way. And so,
I mean,
and then doubling down on it and everything.
Yeah. The people who got upset about his decisions to say or do what he does with that person's daughter, it's just like, you can't speak for me in that relationship. That's not your bit. I'm on stage telling you this joke because I have a platform and I can tell you this joke. You don't have to like what I'm saying that I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. And that's okay. That I thought that was funny. The fact that some people are just like, you should not do that. It's just like, yeah, you can say that. You should.
And I also feel like that friend of his would have wanted it that way. Like
that's the whole thing.
That was the whole point of it. But I would definitely say check out Michael Che. He says on purpose, like, I am doing this in Oakland. I'm doing this in Oakland on purpose because I could have done it in San Francisco, but San Francisco has too much hope. Oh, Jesus. And I could say the crazier stuff here, and you people will be on board with me, as opposed to San Francisco to be like, no, you shouldn't say that, and then like, it's like you want to be woke, but like you're just not. You
want to be woke, but you're just not.
You're just not. And everyone's like, yeah, keep going.
That is wild.
That's craziness.
It was really good. It was really good.
We're checking out though.
Definitely worth checking out. Okay. He does reference his buddy Colin Yost. But it's just a quick reference. It's nothing super long or anything, but it's really funny.
I heard a story about Colin Jost today on another podcast. Where they were talking. Annie Letterman was talking. She doesn't name him by name, but she says he was hitting on me at a comedy show once, and I was just like, you're kind of famous, so I don't know if this is like hitting on or you're just being nice. But then I saw who he married, and I was just like, oh, you just married the famous version of me. And I was just like, Annie Letterman and Scarlett Johansson do look very similar. Like, I never
let me look at that.
I never thought so, but then I saw a picture and I was just like, I'm not. You know what? I get it. If Jost has a type, I could see that being what was happening.
And then both these girls now also look like a young Christopher Walken.
What?
You never saw that? Go type in Christopher Walken and Scarlett Johansson and young Christopher Walken, there's photos of him that they look exactly the same.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying now. I was just like, no,
No,
what
not
is
now.
Doc,
Are you crazy?
Doc, I see what you mean, though. Yeah.
Now, how do you spell her name? I need to find this.
Annie, Annie.
Annie. Okay, I heard. Okay, so
And
I heard
Letterman is
L-E-D-D.
Ledder.
Oh, these mother. It's actually only one D.
1D.
Oh, is it 1D? My bad.
Yeah.
Now let me see this girl. Well, I mean, hold on.
I can see it. There's
I
a
can see
picture where
it.
she's in a green top.
Yes,
I see it.
Yeah,
see
Annie
it.
Letterman and Scarlett Johansson look similar in the sense of like I'm not saying they look exactly the same, but they both look Hollywood blonde typical.
Yeah, they
Like, I
have
can see it.
they have similar structures.
It's Hollywood thick. That's all it is. It's just like
That too. Yeah.
It's white girl thick. That's really what it is. Oh, she's cute though. Anyways,
Letterman's crazy too. If you want to watch her act the fool weekly on Trash Tuesdays, that's when
the thing about
Esther and Kalila.
I don't like that
just
name. Trash
a mess.
Tuesdays.
Yeah. They used to go by Bloodbath, and then they got sued by this other podcast called Bloodbath, and it's a whole mess. It's just like how we have That's Canon podcast, and then there's another podcast called That's Canon. Technically, we could go after those guys, but it's just like, why would you do that? There's enough room, especially if we're doing two completely different things. Like we specifically talked about comic books. Those guys do movie reviews. Like no one's stepping on anybody's toes. In the podcast industry, theirs is That's Canon ! Podcast.
Okay, we're cool.
Yeah. I mean, again, we were there first, so
in case we could bring it back or some shit. But no.
Oh, I've been bringing them back. If you guys haven't been checking them out, go check out on our YouTube channel. You can go watch not watch, but listen to the episodes. I've been converting them to YouTube videos so that you can just listen and sit back and enjoy. So the last two episodes, the second episode is out, Batman and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from 2015, that we dropped in June of 2019 when we released that episode. So you guys can go check that out if you're looking for a comic book podcast.
Really quickly, I just wanted to jump in regarding what Annie Letterman said about the whole keyboard version of herself. You see, you got to understand. I imagine Mr. Yoss is a comedian, and let's not lie, comedians sometimes carry a certain bit of darkness inside, which is why they make people laugh. So I'm guessing he was just like, I'm going to go for the actress type of darkness and not go for the similar comedian darkness because I mean, same pod.
The thing is, Annie didn't know he was hitting on her, so she didn't reciprocate. She was like, he was talking, and she said afterwards, like, I didn't understand what was happening. Especially because at the time she said he was so much more famous than her. She didn't want to. But
you see that self-doubt? You see that?
Exactly. That's what she said. She doubted herself. She doubted herself because she's just like, I don't think this famous comedian. She doesn't name him again, but everyone in the comments figured it out. Yeah, based
that
on
glimmer of self-doubt on air is a big old pool when she at home.
Yeah, but it was funny.
And look at Pete Davidson.
Yeah, don't get me started on him.
Shout outs to Kelly. That tweet about how watching Pete Davidson's life is like watching someone run through their wishes with a genie. It's like, yo, I had to send someone because somebody was just like, what wishes? And I was just like, oh, I'll just send you the list of all the women he's dated. And I sent him the list, and boy was just like, wait, he dated all of these women? Like, how did he? Larry David's daughter, the Cindy Crawford's daughter, Ariana Grande, Kim Kardashian, Kate Beckinsale. Like, dude, the list is so crazy. You're just like, this doesn't make sense. But someone told me it's probably because he's a broken, sad person who likes to just make jokes all the time, and that's probably why they all fall for him, because they like to have that moment of like, maybe I can make him happy. I was just like, God, that's depressing.
I think it was a interview he did. I think.
No, I was just saying, can you imagine the only reason these people date him is because they think he's a sad, broken person?
Well, I remember in an interview he said like he was just honest about who he is and what he is, and he's not trying to hide and put on a mask and this and that. And he's like, no, this is cards on the table. It's like you're playing poker and you play with your cards face up, and you're like, yeah, that's what it is. I'm going all in. And you're like, wait, what? Your hand's garbage. What are you doing?
I imagine he says that. But I don't actually think he does all of it.
He's not always all in.
Because he has all those breakups as well, and that's
Well, yeah.
what tells me that something doesn't work out.
well,
Because
my
he's a
fri-
piece of shit and he just has a good intro.
Well,
That's
like,
all.
He's funny, and then it's not funny when they're treated like crap.
Yo, me and Dave know this guy. This is the nigga you don't bring around your girlfriend.
remember,
I don't
remember,
know.
Straight up.
Remember now. Remember,
Yeah, we know him.
remember.
Good intro and then bad follow.
Colin Yost and Pete Davidson are both from Staten Island.
Okay,
And Pete
That's another
Davidson,
problem. No, just
and
kidding.
Pete Davidson knows he's a trash person. He knows. He knows. He's like every time I get talked about in the newspaper in Staten Island, they call me trash person because
He
they
just
hate
did a
me because
song
they know
about
I'm
it
one
too.
of them.
yeah.
They hate me because they know, but they love Colin. They push Colin up. Like, oh, look at this good boy, Colin. Look at him playing golf. Look at him, whatever. And he's like, and then I'm hanging out next to him. I'm like, get away from him, Pete. Don't you bring him down to our level.
I do
Get away
love
from
that.
Don't you bring him down to our
I
level.
do love that he literally did a song about the fact that he's from a trash place and is a trash person. And then Method Man comes in and starts rapping at the end. And you're like, what is happening? SNL has too much time. Oh God. We got to talk about Hawkeye.
Yeah, shit. We got like what, 8 minutes?
No, we got time.
Okay.
We got more time.
Hawkeye's dope.
It's dope.
Super sick.
I know you're gonna be mad at me because I did have to watch it at 1.25, but I watched both episodes before.
I hope you caught all the stuff.
So
Is there a possible way to have this discussion without complete spoilers?
No, everyone's dead.
No,
You know, a whole bunch of shit.
Snap
we
two?
were-
It's a
no.
second snap?
The kids die. It's an explosion. He's heartbroken. It's
Actually,
bad.
actually, there
Oh,
was 3
man.
snaps.
This is an ear. Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I really
Yeah.
like the setup. It just kind of, they don't really waste any time. They just kind of
Right.
get right into it, and they're
Right.
like, "All right, cool, let's go." They don't really do like, "Oh, here she has to train to become the." They do it in the freaking cartoon.
They do it in the
intro.
title.
They
That
do it in
was
the
so
title.
good.
They
Yeah,
give
that
you
was so
her
well done.
training and her come up as a young wannabe Hawkeye, or inspired by Hawkeye, superheroine or whatever she was, vigilante, just in the intro. So you get right to it. It's dope. I cannot take that "I Could Do It All Day" song.
Oh my God. Yeah, the whole joke about the Rogers like Broadway show,
Oh my
I was
god!
like, that was way longer than it needed to be. That was the only thing that I was just
Yeah.
like, you don't need to show them actually sing the whole song. We get it. Like I
No,
was like, why are
no.
you doing this?
We made a whole song in 30 Rock. We made a
Yeah.
whole song called Werewolf Bar Mitzvah. You're gonna get this whole song, and
Yeah,
in the
man.
song, they're like, I don't think this premise could sustain the whole song.
Exactly. That's my thing. Like this whole thing of the fact that someone wrote it so they want it to play, like it was good for Agatha all along because that song was amazing and did
Yeah.
well, but you don't need to do that every time. You're not gonna get Grammys every time, guys.
Yeah,
Calm
chill
down,
out.
So,
No, I
But-
think they're
unless
having
you're
fun.
Agatha.
but that's what I'm
Mm.
saying. That's the joke. Agatha is a 1 in a million shot where that song blew up because it was just so funny and kitschy. Like it was perfect timing. But this Rogers one is not good. And
I'll make a trap remix and make it blow up. You'll see.
okay.
Do you think
I
maybe
think
the
that's fair.
Rogers one? Do you think the Rogers one is like an inside joke about Spider-Man turn off the light?
No, it's the writer said it was because on his way. What was he saying? I think it's Hamilton. There's
Hmm.
something that he was walking along in New York and saw the posters for a Broadway show every day on his way to work to write Hawkeye, and that's what made him go like, okay, I'm just gonna throw this in. And it was
I gotta get this out of my system. This is-
Yeah, yeah.
I just gotta-
and it makes sense that they would make a musical. I think it was funny that like Ant-Man is in the musical and then Hawkeye's just like, I mean, he wasn't there. Like that was
Yeah.
such a good line. But stuff like that, it was like
just doing
Oh,
them
but-
dirty.
I gotta say though, I didn't think Homegirl was gonna deliver Kate well. I was really concerned about, and she kills it. I gotta say,
She does good.
she does a really good job as Kate. Like,
Did you catch that she was on the phone with her friend Greer?
No, I didn't see that.
So on her phone, when the girl she's talking to, it says Greer, which could
Yeah.
be. I don't know. I saw this, but could be and probably might be. Greer was Tigra.
Oh
Yeah.
shit. Okay.
So I'm just like, hey, okay.
Yeah, I can
cool.
only imagine how many hidden gems and Easter eggs are in those 2 episodes. I was looking at all the buildings, hoping to spot, like, because whenever they're in New York, is the opportunity to be like, are they giving us any hints about what's going on in New York in the MCU? Because like,
Mhm.
are we going to see the Baxter Building? Are we going to see the Oscorp? Are we going to see? Because there's so
The
many
Statue
buildings.
of Liberty.
Mhm.
Yeah, which is supposedly going to have a shield in that's in the Spider-Man
Spider-Man.
trailer.
Yeah.
So this would be the perfect time for a show to show them also doing that, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. I'm hoping to see the little Easter eggs of the seeds for future things. But you know what, Dave? To be fair, we won't spoil, but it is good, man.
Super good.
Oh, my plan is literally to watch it after this. It's only because I had a crazy work day that I didn't.
Oh, no worries, man.
Yeah.
I want to tell people to go check it out. Skinny, what was your favorite? Oh, I'll tell you my favorite part. My favorite part in the second episode is when she's fencing with Homeboy and tricks him. That's
Yep.
all I'll say.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, that was very dope.
That was really good. Like it was really well done.
That was super good, actually.
You guys
Yeah.
are making me so curious.
Oh, man. Especially considering
'cause
who
it-
he is, and oh yeah.
Yeah.
The commercials did make it look good. I won't lie. Like compared to all the other commercials of all the other shows, I thought this one had like one of the better commercials. So like for me, I was like, I'm very curious.
I'm glad to hear that like they're taking Hawkeye a little bit more seriously and giving Jeremy Renner stuff to do, as
Yeah.
opposed to being like telling Wanda that like he's just a dude that shoots arrows while they're trying to defeat a bunch of robots, and then and then him kind of coming back as Ronin and stuff like that. I actually
Yeah.
doing stuff and actually getting a story arcs and stuff like that. I think that's pretty cool.
And they're being true to that run, that Hawkeye comic book run.
Matt
'cause-
Fraction.
Matt Fraction, yeah, because he's the whole thing with the hearing aid was cool too. Because I was just like, oh,
That was great. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, that was so good how they explained that. Oh
yeah,
good. Because you're kind of like, oh, I don't want to see something tragic happen, and then when they give you the reason, you're like, yeah, that would happen to a normal
that's
ass human.
honestly, I figured that's what it was going to be. I figured like when they just and we're not spoiling anything by
No,
saying like
but-
it's just him being an Avenger led to hearing loss.
It's like legit rare and tear. You're like, yeah, you would bust an eardrum after
Yeah.
So
How many
2 or 3.
explosions and buildings jumping off of buildings?
right by your ear? And
Yeah, like
Yeah.
a building fell on your head in Endgame.
fact-
You're just like, la la la.
the fact that all of them don't have hearing damage is beyond me when
So-
they explain it. Him
so
and
just
Natasha
like,
should both be deaf.
So just like Archer, mop, damn tinnitus, mop. Archer, stop it! I can't hear. I have tinnitus.
But yeah, man, I would definitely say if when people have a chance to go watch it, it continues the MCU. The MCU continues to deliver. We've been saying like we always say that they do a solid job. Even the movies that we don't like, we say you have to watch because it still adds to the lore. I mean,
And they'll
this
bring
is-
it up and they'll force you to watch
Yeah,
it in
man.
another movie.
Like I can't like can you think of a single MCU movie where if you didn't watch that movie you feel like you'd still understand everything? Like I feel like every movie has something in it that still helps the lore be better.
we went over this once. We actually ruled out all the ones that didn't matter.
Mm-mm.
Well, it's not that they didn't matter. It's that you
Iron
didn't
Man 3
read-
does not matter.
Oh no.
I mean, Iron Man 3
And
matters
we-
now
we
because of
even-
Shang-Chi.
We even said technically the Spider-Man, as much as I love the Spider-Man movies, you should watch them.
Yeah.
Hypothetically speaking, if you don't watch the Spider-Man movies, it doesn't matter. Spider-Man's
that's
intro is done in Civil
Yeah.
War, and all the important shit that he does is in Infinity War / Endgame. All the other ones are truly standalone films. Nothing connects them in to the greater scan.
Yeah, you just get to see like more of Tony.
Yeah.
And they establish that Happy's with his aunt, but that doesn't actually affect
Mm.
anything. And Vulture taking the equipment doesn't. Yeah, but I'm saying more in the sense that if you were to read the comic books and like if you were reading a comic book story arc, would you not want to read those issues that still cross over?
Well, that's the thing. Like, it's like if you ever read Civil War, the actual Civil War run, right? You had
I
Civil
read them all.
War,
I read
and then you had like the side stories. Like, example, one of my favorite side stories was Wolverine, because one of the coolest things I found out about Wolverine was in that, and that's what happens when he dies. There's a specific issue of Wolverine where he literally dies from
Yeah,
guy
Nitro
who
blows him up.
yeah, exactly. And then you see his fight.
Yeah.
Those are super cool.
Great.
But hypothetically speaking, although
Great
cool and
comic.
awesome, that's what Spider-Man is. to the
Yeah, but I
MCU.
mean, I would dare say that the Wolverine story is one of the most important in Civil War because he's hunting the kid that started Civil War.
Yeah, but everybody is.
No, but Wolverine is hunting that specific Nitro kid. Everyone else is
Everyone's
dealing with.
no. There's a task force that's going at.
Oh, he cut out. Maybe he cut out because he was wrong. Just saying.
Jeez, that's terrible.
I didn't cause him to cut out. He cut out. We got to get to geek news. Hopefully
get
he'll.
it.
Yeah, he really cut out. We got to get the geek news and rumors. Hey, you're back.
Sorry about that.
No worries, dude. But I was just saying, unfortunately, we got to get to geek news and rumors
Cool.
to sign it off. So we're gonna get to that right now, kids. Geek news and rumors. Anthony Anderson is coming back to Law and Order, which is going to be coming back after 10 years, I think. 10 years.
Yeah, after they abruptly canceled it. Which how they're gonna even explain that? Oh yeah,
We shut down the precinct.
Right?
Now it's back.
Thank you. I was so mad when they canceled it because, and then they had Lola, which was Law and Order Los Angeles, which was not a good show. And then yeah. Law and Order Los Angeles. It was called Lola.
Is Law and Order?
That's what it's called. That was the whole thing. Everyone liked to call it Lola for some reason. Fucking weirdos.
Is Law and Order Organized Crime a new thing? Because I'm seeing like stuff for it, like constantly now.
So SVU, which is, I was telling my buddy this,
like
SVU
22 seasons
is the one. I'm so mad that that's the one that they all have to bend to now because that's the prime show. So when this new Law and Order comes back, they're gonna have to like the DA is gonna be whoever the DA was on SVU. Like everything has to be established around SVU because that continued the lore. But that bothers me though.
Why?
Because it's not the original.
So
the original's dead. That's the only one that's alive.
It's back.
SVU is the same format as the original,
but it's a revival, so that's why.
It drives me crazy.
It deserves me how much you love this show.
Yo, dude, I've been saying since Jump because Peacock, if I'm not mistaken, Peacock has the SVU, not SVU, Law and Order in the streaming on their app. And I've openly said, if you gave me an app that was just every episode of Law and Order,
oh my god,
every version, even the damn Law and Order UK, I would pay for that app.
Yeah.
I would watch that every Law and Order, every SVU, every
and how deep are you in it now?
Criminal Intent, every Crime and Punishment, UK, Lola.
Yeah, Crime and Punishment, does that take place in Russia? And last for 50 years? Jeez,
is it Crime and Punishment?
Probably.
But there's
sounds familiar.
Yeah, because it's the one with Lilith from Frasier, the wife, and she plays the lawyer, and it's just the law side. It's not the it's not the law. It's not the order side with the police. It's only just law.
We watch SVU on whatever the W channel, I think, and we kind of record episodes on the PVR. But it's balls crazy to try to like keep up because they play an episode every day, right? So if you kind of miss an episode, all of a sudden you got a new DA and you're like, what the fuck happened? Hold on. And you got to backtrack. So like, no, keeping up with
I'm telling you, man, if instead of Peacock, just have an app. Dick Wolf needs to figure something out where he can just have just Law and Order on an app. I would pay for it.
How is that shit not on any real streaming to just be like, boom, here?
Not even just that. Dick Wolf should start his own streaming company because I'm sorry, all his Chicago shows and his Law and Order alone, he has enough content that people would subscribe to.
He's a Chicago dude, too?
Yeah, that's him. It's all his. All of that is his.
Apparently, Crime and Punishment is a reality television version spin-off of Law and Order franchise. That's why it was only law. That's why it was only the law section.
Okay.
That's what I'm according to Wikipedia. So,
well, Crime and Punishment, is that the one that did the Menendez brothers?
I guess so. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I would assume so.
But yeah, Law and Order people. Anthony Anderson is coming back. He's going to be starring with. I forgot who Homeboy is. That's going to be. You know what? I don't care. I just like that Anthony Anderson's coming back. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to Homeboy, but Anthony Anderson is coming back home. Law and Order. I hope he's the chief. Let's check it out. I'm a nerd like that. Netflix.
What was he the last time he was on the show?
He was a cop. He was a detective. Him and Jeremy. I don't remember his name, but the guy that plays Jubal on FBI now, Jeremy something. I don't remember. But yeah, they were partners. And that
Hugh
was
Dancy is the guy you're thinking about for the cast,
that's who he's going to be working with on the new show. Yeah.
right?
But his old partner is a
Oh,
guy
okay.
named Jeremy Sisto. That's the actor's name. So it used to be Anthony Anderson, Jeremy Sisto. That was the last team of detectives, and Linus Roach was the ADA. Sam Watterson was, I think, the DA. Yo, I'm telling you, Law and Order's my show, bitches. I love that shit. Anyways,
Love wings.
Netflix is developing a Power Rangers interconnected film and series universe.
Yeah, but I thought they
That
were
is
already interconnected anyway.
No, but
the
like
movies
this
haven't been.
Yeah. This
No,
is
not-
gonna be
no,
like
okay,
new
so this-
movies and
Is this
such.
specifically about the movies or is this about the TV shows in general? This is what
No,
it
it's
was-
just going to be like new movies and
Okay.
such. And TV shows, we don't know because with the new season almost ending soon.
Mhm.
So this is, we don't know where they're going. They say they were going to kind of like move away from Sentai footage. So
Oh, okay. Because I mean,
See.
for the TV shows, they're always bringing back old people, bringing in new people. Then the
Yeah.
10-year anniversary, 20-year anniversary, Jason comes back, Green Ranger comes back, like everyone comes back. Like, so I'm like interconnected. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I thought you've been doing that.
more or less like an interconnected, like how the movie was trying to do it, like how they were kind of creating lore. They're going to more or less do that, but then really interconnected so that like more like the Boom Studios comics.
Right.
Essentially.
Okay.
Where all the Rangers kind of exist at the same time within their own universe, so that
Okay.
and it's not just like a different season.
Right.
Dope.
Yep.
Saban, and it's Hasbro now, right? Not
Fuck
Saban.
yeah.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
sold
Yeah.
that shit a long time. It's all
Right,
about that,
okay.
bro.
Cool. I'm excited for it. Blade, Delroy Lindo joins Mahershala Ali in Marvel Studios' Vampire Adventure.
What was his mentor's name? Whisperer?
Whistler.
Whistler.
That's what everyone's
He better be Whistler. Oh boy.
That'd be dope. That'd be dope. That'd be very
I'm down.
dope.
He
I'm
better
down.
be Whistler. Oh my gosh.
I feel
Imagine.
like that's like because I can't think of anyone. Unfortunately, I haven't read Blade enough. That's one of those lores that's the one part of Marvel I'm not big on. Like
You don't know, you don't need to go super far back for Blade. It's just when the Wesley Snipes movie happened, that's when they kind of fixed everything. 'Cause,
Oh yeah,
um,
okay.
yeah. So if you watch the commentary or the featurette in the second Blade movie, what's his name? What's Benicio what's the name of the director of Blade 2? He did Hellboy. He did
Benicio del
Benicio
Toro.
del Toro.
Yeah, okay. Benicio del Toro talks about like, yeah, so the original Blade comics, he was more like a character from a black what do you call it again? Like blaxploitation, and he was just like a vampire and
he was like a gypsy. Yeah,
he would just talk jive and kill vampires. That was his original thing. And then they kind of fixed him in the 90s. So that's what you have in the Spider-Man 90s cartoon. That's you're getting more kind of like what Wesley Snipes would become.
Because I would say that version is what Snipes kind of did. Like that version and the Snipes version are similar.
Yeah, pretty much.
Guillermo, not Bienvenidos. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. I was just like, it's not the actor. I'm like, I'm missing something here.
Yeah.
We make mistakes. We're flawed human beings. It happens.
That's why you guys are here. Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out to Dan. Shout out to everybody who's been tuned in. There's a whole lot of y'all this week, and we appreciate you people for tuning in and being part of the show. We always love it when you guys tune in. And I've said it before, and Jay Grizz is not here now, so I can say it again. But you guys are like the fifth hosts of the show. I said it publicly at an event, and I said I know saying this now that if Grizz hears it, he's gonna get a big head. But now that he's not here, I'll say it. And he probably won't go back and watch this part.
Amazing,
Damn.
Absolutely amazing. I support this message.
I support the timing of the message. Fuck with him. But yeah, man. What's the last thing we have? Oh yeah, WandaVision's Agatha All Along scores a Grammy nomination. Have you? I mean, the American Music Awards happened. Did you guys notice anything interesting? Because I don't really care about award shows anymore when it comes to music, unfortunately. So
New Edition and New Kids on the Block performed together.
Terrible.
So that was a Boston and I didn't think it was that bad. Like, I mean, I don't think it was horrible, but I feel like New Edition came with it and had their dance steps all down. But like,
say it, Josh.
Say it. Come on,
say it.
New Edition was better.
No, but you know what you were leading to.
Huh?
It wasn't the right stuff.
I was gonna just call it trash, but that was
All right,
great.
Man, is it
Deep
is
three.
it
That was a
love? I'm
deep
just like,
three.
they are. I was
That
just
was
like,
funny.
yeah, you get it, guys, get it. And it was all of them. It was like Bobby Brown. It was all,
Oh, like all 7, so it was.
Oh
like,
yeah, man. It was all of them.
Like Kill and
Yes.
Bobby and
Kill and Bobby. Oh, it was the
Everybody.
ultimate edition of
Shit.
New
Okay,
Edition.
yeah.
It was anybody and everybody that was a part of that group was there doing their thing. So
Don't
it's
they
just
every
have beef,
edition.
though? Doesn't one of them own the name and won't let the others use it without him? And
No,
all
I
that?
Probably
think-
Ronnie. No, Johnny Gill bought the name, I think.
I think
Okay.
they all kind of like.
Settled,
I mean, once they started doing the BET miniseries and stuff, I think they kind of like all
good,
that kind of
okay.
stuff kind of calmed down, and they all kind of okay.
That's dope.
We're better
Let's
off
make
making
this
money
money.
together. Than
Yeah,
separately, you know.
Yeah, make the money.
Make this money.
Make the
Definitely,
money, yes.
definitely like a wrestling thing. Definitely a wrestling thing.
Oh, yo,
You know,
I
when
didn't.
old wrestlers like come back and they start.
I wanted to talk about the Seth Rollins psycho fan who attacked him thing real quick, but
Did you
Why?
read? Did you read on what the guy said?
No, okay, super quick because
Yo, he got catfished, man. He got catfished by a fake Seth Rollins.
Yeah, but did you hear his response though? Like his
I did it for The
actual
Rock. I
like.
did it for our people.
The guy got catfished by Seth Rollins, by fake Seth Rollins,
Yes.
and then attacked the real one because he got catfished.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously to him it was real,
Obviously, he probably
Yeah,
has mental problems.
but you
like-
still don't attack them.
But he thought he was actually like talking. I got the impression that he thought that he actually has some type of connection with like Roman Reigns and stuff, like as if they're boys. I'm like this is weird. Unless he was
Yeah.
just talking shit,
Then he got
which is
catfished.
possible.
Was it a romantic catfish? Like what was the catfish? angle?
I don't know. I didn't read
I don't
it
know. Some of the
myself.
conversations, he's just like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry I got mad at you." He's like, and then like I saw you got mad at you before your match, and then like the fake Seth Rollins be like, "Don't worry, it's okay." He's like, "No, it's not okay because you had a really shitty match," and like it's like legit, like they probably had like either a friendship or a relationship or something, but clearly this person was mentally unstable. Whoever this was thought this was a joke. This guy did not think he would be like, all right, I'm gonna go to Madison Square Gardens and jump, dude.
Yo.
Barclays, sorry, and jump, dude. And then it also shows that man's had Seth Rollins for a minute, and then Seth had him in a weird chokehold.
yeah.
But like,
Yeah.
he was down for a second. I've seen other wrestlers get jumped by people, and they just straight like either dump him in the face or whatever. Seth
Well, he
Rollins-
was avoiding that though. You could tell that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Seth Rollins, he's done a lot. I mean,
doesn't
could
want a lawsuit,
beat the shit
yeah.
out of some. Yeah, it's exactly
Well,
it.
It's not the 80s anymore.
I don't.
you
Yeah.
saw a bit.
I saw a lot of people comparing it to when Triple H like body slammed the guy who tried to attack Stone Cold in the ring. And then there was a whole debate in a chain of tweets where people were just like, well, Triple H was wrong because he could have like crippled that guy and he would have been sued. I gotta say though, I don't understand. Like, if you attack me at work, I don't see how I'm liable. The same way that if Seth actually knocked this guy out, Seth definitely gets to say, especially in America, self-defense. This
Self-defense.
man
But check
ran
it.
out of the crowd and tackled me.
But check it. You see, you notice they're not going to bring him into like he's not going to do that in front of the people. You know, they brought him in the back. They beat that ass backstage. You know?
Oh,
They
Is
beat
Seth-
that ass
Is
backstage.
Seth a head or a
Before-
heel?
He doesn't matter.
He's a heel.
A face. Oh, sorry. He's a
I
heel
mean,
right
yes,
now?
he's
He's
a
a heel.
heel.
He's-
But in this case,
I
it's
mean,
just
if I'm
like
a
if
heel,
you're
I'm
backstage.
kicking ass in front of the people.
Yeah.
True, but
Well, it's
we're
supposed-
backstage. Yeah, go on, dude.
But
It's
someone
something-
got jumped at AEW like a week or two ago, and like the whole security, like guards or whatever, they all beat the shit of the guy live.
yeah.
Like
Yeah,
live.
but that's AEW. They're new out there, man. That's the fucking Wild West. Them niggas, they don't care. It's
Like,
literally like
yeah, but I mean, like they
AEW
beat the shit out of the guy. Like,
AEW has to
even the
prove-
ref attacked him. The
Yeah,
announcer
Of
attacked
course,
the guy.
they're wild over there, man. They don't
You
care,
have to
man.
remember with WWE, they got $1 billion with Fox
And
for
yeah.
Raw. They got $1 billion with, I guess, the USA Network for SmackDown.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're making, so it's just like, okay, we don't want to lose this $1 billion off.
I
a
gotta
Toon
say, though,
TV thing,
honestly,
you know,
As a wrestling fan, if a heel that I like gets jumped and knocks someone out who attacked them, I'm celebrating. I'm buying more tickets.
it's,
I'm
the
buying
it's a little,
t-shirt.
it's a little bit different now because everyone kind of knows what's like. Everyone's a little bit more savvy about what's going on, and they're a little bit wise about the business. So they're not going to be like, oh, well, it's a heel. Like it's not like the 80s, it's not like the
But
70s,
even
not like
then-
the 60s.
So
So everyone's
let's
just
say,
like,
like you're saying, then if people know that it's not, that moment isn't him being a heel, that moment is him defending himself,
yeah.
I'm still supporting him. There's
The
no
worst-
situation in which I feel like, oh no, you monster, how could you defend yourself?
Yeah.
Well, the worst part is that in terms of the entire story of what he was a part of that night,
Yeah,
the announcers thought that was a part of the story.
I know.
Because it was actually more compelling than the fucking story going on right now.
Yeah.
Right?
WWE's
So they
writing
just
is pretty
lean-
trash.
Super trash now. So if they
That's
just
hilarious.
leaned into it and be like, nah, this is somebody, and like,
Yeah,
next week
This
it's
is
somebody.
somebody.
Like it'd be great, but like it's so trash. People is like, wow, that's why there's so much coverage about it because WWE really sucks right now.
Oh, so
And
they
like-
really need the visibility on this?
They need something because they're firing people left and right. They need somebody to
Yeah.
just jump in and make things exciting or whatever, and then
Interesting.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it should
Yeah.
be their employees.
Because
I'm gonna make this exciting.
Because the way the wrestling usually works is that you're playing to your crowd, and then you
Yeah.
pay attention to what the crowd likes, and then you go in that direction because
Yeah.
it's working with the
Yeah.
crowd, with the people that are
Wild.
eyeballs watching your stuff.
Well, guys, we got to sign off on that note. If you guys have comments or ideas, if you're listening to this later on, let us know. You can always tune in and jump on the show. You can also go to the YouTube and leave comments or go to the Twitch and check us out. But make sure you guys tune in on the weekly. We appreciate you guys. Anything you guys want to tell people? Anything you guys want to let people know?
I'm just gonna give a shout out to Genesis. I saw them last night. I didn't get a chance to talk about it. That show was epic.
Full Genesis, all of them.
All of them alive. It was fucking dope. It was a fucking
Wow.
trip.
They do
I give
wow.
mad props to Phil Collins because for a guy who just got his hearing back and basically can't stand, he still owned the entire crowd the whole
Wow.
time, which was
course.
very impressive.
Good job, Phil.
Yeah,
Legend.
Dope.
that's it.
All right, y'all. That's it. That's all. We want to thank you guys for tuning in again. Make sure you tune in next week. We reached out to Proto Man, who's going to be on next week, which is pretty cool. So we're going to be talking probably it's the perfect episode to tune in if you're looking for gift ideas and stuff like that for your favorite collectors, because he's definitely going to know. I mean, we have Skinny, who also knows as well, and Jaws D. So all these three are going to probably hit us with some really nice deep nerd stuff when it comes to collecting. But that's it, guys. That's the whole show. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back next week. Peace.